Yo, what's going on YouTube? Back here to Adventures Guys in Galaxy now. I put up a couple videos recently of just past couple videos being me just working with my buddies, doing a couple things. Went to a couple gun shows, so like I said, I worked on those. Those are just about done. Um, I want to make this one because, sorry the camera's shaking so much. Um, I've been doing, like, obviously everybody knows, like, they're spying, doing all this crazy stuff. This is a video about people who are just new to prepping, like, better late than never, whatever. So, as of right now, it's, mid September 2021, right? Like 15, 16, I don't even know what the date is because I've been busy. What would, like, people, like, my main thing is, what should you be doing right now? A lot of people are like, damn, like, because I know a lot of people have been hitting to share this with your friends, like, BLM, they don't believe in this, they're, vax on vax, whatever, right? A lot of people are like, hey, something's going on, right? So, like, what should you be doing right now? Now, depending on what state you live in, right? You can live in a city, you can live outside the city, you can live outside of that, you can live in the middle of nowhere. I lived in a lot of different places, right? A lot of people are moving to, the southeast of the United States because I have a lot of people in different parts of the world that watch this video. So, inside of America right now, a lot of stuff's going on. They're, trying to, obviously, everybody knows, like, people pretend like all this TV and all this other stuff. They pretend like they're not going to get, taxes raised, so they're raising taxes, going crazy high. Everything's shutting down because they're firing everybody because they're doing, the V mandate. Obviously, everybody knows it's not a secret or anything, and tons of people don't want it. Tons of people are saying, haha, if you don't get it, you're evil. You don't deserve to be served. You're killing grandma and all this other stuff, even though, like, might be, having extreme other health conditions that obviously completely disappeared or swept under the rug, so it's almost like they don't care about that at all. Um, One thing that's really ridiculous with all this stuff going on is that people who did get it, then something happened to them. Now the people who are on your side, like, yeah, yeah, they completely ghosted you. They don't care. They're like, oh, whatever, you're lying. And like I said, you just got jettisoned. That is not. That's not cool. I've been making TikTok videos, right? I have a TikTok for this YouTube channel, and I've been, trying to reach out to the younger generation, to lots of people, because lots of people don't use YouTube. They're all on TikTok doing whatever. And because got to battle on that platform too. Got to ride it till the wheels fall off. And one thing I do, the same thing I do with YouTube, right? You can tell somebody has been shocked by something, right? By looking at all their previous videos. Like, if you see a video that's viral that they have, and they're like, oh my god, like, I was hurt by something, or I just realized this, or whatever, and you're like, this is a pretty viral video. Look at all their last videos. It was completely about whatever else. It was completely not even related to what it is that they're doing right now. And therefore, you're like, holy crap, this person is, like, legitimately had, like, a moment of clarity, whatever you call it. And then if they made any videos after that, it's severely changed to, my life has been severely changed by this moment, and I'm in a hospital bed, my house is this, or my family is this, positive or negative, right? I've been seeing a lot of that, like thousands. Like, I can't even, like, been up for months, and like, it's been forever. It's been hard for me to even, like, make videos since, like, the beginning of like the end of 2019, because so much has been happening. You want to, like, talk about it, but, like, every next millisecond the next most stupidest thing happens, so you just keep getting your mind blown so much that you just, I can't even get anything done, right? So you've been seeing all this stuff. All this stuff's going on. People are, lots of ridiculous stuff's happening. So basically, if you don't know, on TikTok, millions of videos, millions of views, it's going crazy. Their algorithm works different than YouTube. I've kind of figured it out. But a lot of people are getting affected by this, and all the people who are on their team, they're just, like, dusting them. Like, a lot of Black Lives Matter types. They were like, yeah, we're doing this and that. And now they're getting left in the dust, and they're getting completely just eviscerated. Like, they're, they can't go to the stores, they can't do this and that. They're getting charged. You do anything with more than $600 bank account, they're looking at you like this, like, oh yeah, now we have a reason. It's just more reasons to do the same thing that you complained and claimed to be against. So now you're having it 60,000 times fold happen to you right in your face right now, and so I focus on the face, and no one's helping you. People aren't explaining it. They just left you in the dust. It's quiet. I know there's a lot of people out there, like, sitting there, okay, like, um, we did all this marching for all this, police brutality, and like now they're sending literally, they got, UN headquarters coming here with the like all the police in the universe, like getting ready to come knock your door down and take your kids and poke them up. You got played. So if you're sorry, the camera's on my phone's messing up. So like I said, if you are into prepping, you just like figured it out, what's the first thing you should do right now? In my opinion, right? The first thing you should do is admit that you were duped and you don't know shit. You could have all these degrees, you could have your wall with all types of degrees and all that stuff, but if you literally were asleep and you just figured out that these people don't care about you and you really in some ish right now, the first thing you need to do is admit you don't know anything. There's a, like I said, I agree, I've read all these books. There's a trillion books out there. I guarantee you've not read a trillion books. The books have been lost at sea. You ain't read them books. Books have been burned in like random house fires or random, Library of Alexandria. You ain't read them books, so you ain't read all the books that never exist. Don't come, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a this, I'm a that. Guess what? I'm good with electronics and computers. You're a doctor. There's many different types of doctors. You don't know about computers. I could just say that you're, you know what I mean? So it's just like there's always an excuse or a way to like, be like, oh man, I'm a this, I'm a that. Look, even like the secret agents that'll be watching this, like, bro, you think the people care about your family? They'll jettison you and they'll gobble you up just even faster than any of us because you know too much because you've literally been up in there. You know what I mean? Like, so like I said, everybody is at this point where they know there's obviously stupidness. Everybody sees it. So in America, a lot of people are moving to the southeast because of the laws, or maybe the politicians are a little bit more pushovers, and like they are used to, like, more people are used to get like a little tiny bit more out of like the politicians in this area than other places, or and vice versa. Sometimes you can't, whatever. Because like I said, it's a lot less expensive to live down here. There's more trees and like more like vegetation. It's like a warmer climate and all that other stuff, and for many different reasons. Obviously, not just that, because I'm just rambling. But a lot of people are coming down here, and they feel like they're getting this last standy vibes. And like I said, I've been looking at people who switch hands had channels about like vlogging, like forest, like walking in the forest. Like this one that I remember, they were like, "Hey, we're from California. We're doing some type of man, this is video quality is fucking terrible. I'm really upset right now. Sorry, this quality is like so muggy. Let me turn my light on here. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Should have done that the whole time. Anyway, hey, we're from California. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing like, vlogging about pizza shops. It's like very nice. Just some, this guy and his wife, kids, whatever. And then they have a video about leaving California, packing all their stuff into a U-Haul, driving across the desert. I think they moved to like Tennessee or something, and they like ran out of gas, and like they had to drive and come back. And it was like, dude, I saw like hundreds, if not like I said, hundreds of YouTube channels doing this. Is a lot, because content creation is not like Twitter or Facebook where you can just type some shit like, oh my god, look what I typed. You have to actually like make videos, have like do some stuff. Like people do it on Facebook for free, but they could put on YouTube. That just blows their body. They just couldn't do it. I don't know why, but so it's like people on YouTube. I saw people like there's even big people. I think Dave Rubin, if you guys know who that guy is. He does interviews. He does political type videos. He's leaving California, possibly. He's been talking about it, which is something that I guess people didn't think he would ever do. Ben Shapiro took Daily Wire to Tennessee. Joe Rogan moved to Austin, Texas. I'm sure everybody knows who Joe Rogan is, regardless of how you feel. It's like a serious thing. Like, Tesla moved. A lot of people say that, Elon Musk is part of, the Illuminati, because he actually doesn't really care about you. And like I said, even him, if he's part of whatever and all the big elites and all that stuff, even he's like, bro, I'm an elite and these guys are messing my shit up. So like, I have to get out of here. And he had like an argument with a bunch of politicians, and like it's just collapsing. And I feel really bad because like, I used to live on the West Coast, California. It's very beautiful out there. The people are, they just like I said, it's kind of like Australia, in the way that like people are so most of them are just so ambivalent, if that's the correct word, which is probably not. I heard it, just somebody use it towards like this situation. It's funny. They're so completely like politics is like they don't understand. Like if anything, they're just like so just like whatever. Oh my god, I live in a place that's nice. And you just stare at the beach for the rest of the time. Everything's great, and now you're getting the super hammer smackdown. You know, they got the super stormtroopers like stomping in unison in line towards you. The horse, troopers. Like there's an Avi Yemeni video where they're up in the Jewish neighborhood, like, oh, because of COVID, like the police are wearing their masks down here, and they're like, oh, because of COVID, I'm not vaccinated. Yeah, you got to do this and that, and it's like they're like, I don't understand how this is happening, and it's like every person who said anything about this up until this point, you pretty much labeled as like, some of the worst people in history, even though like you literally just said they just hurt my feelings because they talked about something I don't care about, and now you're getting stormtroopered. So, in my opinion, if you're just new to prepping, the first thing you need to do is look yourself in the mirror and say, wow, they got us. I didn't know shit, and I'm brand new. Because, like I said, if you're not willing to learn, and if you're trying to be like, oh, well, if you have some sort of like chest puffed out like syndrome, you're going to die. Your family's going to die. It's going to suck really bad. It's going to be terrible. And if you're willing to learn, then you be like one of the people who's like, me and some of the other people, like, I just watched, like, I got to finish a video, my buddy over at High Desert Pioneer. He just did a video talking about what type of time is left. Not a lot of time is left for these things, but time for these things, time's a wasting, right? He just made a video. Got to fix. I'll post it on the channel page for the community tab. And it's like a lot of people. They're just like, figuring out, hey, like maybe I made a mistake. And you need to say it out loud, to admit it to your friends and family. And like I said, you're gonna get shunned. People are gonna be like, oh, because you're talking to people who are literally they're at where you were just at milliseconds before you decided to have some integrity. Now people are like, oh my god, whatever your occupation is, it doesn't matter. Are you tough? Are you really that tough? You think you're tough? What you should be doing, if you're new to prepping, is to start learning about information. Learn about what to learn about. Learn about you've been lied to, right? Learn about what's going on in Australia. Start watching people that you were told not to look at because, oh, this person disagrees with it. Okay, then shut up. Shut up. Stop being weak. But like I said, if listening to somebody like, oh my God, Tucker Carlson or CNN or this, I watch them and just like, all right, listen to everything you said. Yeah, whatever this guy's, whatever. And you can get the information, and then you can better make the better decision for you and your family, yourself, your friends, your dog. You care about your pets, right? Would you want them to die when you guys are on the run from like an apocalypse? No, you want to be ready. You want to be chilling. There's lots of really nice places in America. There's, like I said, there's not the overpopulation is not what you think. Like if people actually, everybody could just do a little bit of a part instead of like everybody chilling in the city and just like partying and just drinking and doing whatever. Like I said, you're gonna that shit's gonna be gone soon anyway. If that's what you want to do and just literally live it up, because obviously you're rich and have money. I mean, obviously that's great. But like I said, a lot of people, you can go there if you'd like, hang out every once in a while, which is great. But if you're looking to, like I said, you're watching Prepping Agents video, you want to go and start spending your time and money getting into things that will like actually, like I said, put towards the environment. You can learn how to grow trees. You can do all these things, learn about the environment, how it all works. And you can participate, and it's a lot better for the environment. You don't have to just wait for somebody to do it for you. You can do it for yourself, right? There's a lot of things you can do, but like I said, the number one thing, because like I said, I'm rambling, right, is to learn what to learn about. Start looking for people. Like I said, dude, even meme pages are doing better than like the news right now because they're helping because they actually care. Check out what's going on in Australia, and don't like I said, if you can find other people who are covering it other than the news, yeah, that's good. Learn about what's going on in Europe. They're banning people who aren't fully, because like I said, you can already get one, you get two. Oh wait, we just got with a new booster this week, so guess what? All you people who got it, now you're considered unV'd. So it's just like, bro, it's just a game. It's just a game. Prepare, like I said, if you live in America, or in Norway, wherever you live, if you can do anything, and start to think about, hey, what is my situation? What's going on? And be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, whatever's out there coming to get you, because it's happening, they're honest with themselves. Like, hey, I'm honestly finna kick in this door and whoop this person's ass. So, like I said, if you know what to do before, If you can get on the phone with Morpheus and guide yourself out of the matrix, because Morpheus is your actual inner, like actual, like your integrity, your gut feeling, like you should probably get out now and like duck out of the cubicle before they come, mop you up. You know what I mean? Like this is what's going on. And people who are honest with themselves, they can go to sleep at night. Like obviously, getting hunted by the Terminators, like that's scary. But you're all getting hunted by the Terminators. Some people are just oblivious, like no, they're not coming for me. And when they come for you, it's worse because you're so shocked. Terminators being like people just leaving you in the dust when you get injured for this, and then the cops come stomp you out because like I said, you can be like, "Oh, I'm a police officer." Now they come for people. Like you say something, you step out of line. Nicki Minaj, she's like, "Oh, I'm suspicious of this." They Thanos, like I said, they're trying to Thanos you. Like they don't care. They don't care. So like I said, my last video I talked about a couple things, prepping video, and this one I'm saying like for prepping, like you need to start. Like I said, I'm on TikTok. I see thousands of people, millions of people who are like starting to realize like, holy crap! Like I just realized there's something wrong. Like obviously there's like lots of, cliche videos of whatever types, but people have figured out something is wrong. Like I said, whatever you believe in, like even if, like I said, people that hate me, like hate my videos because they're mad because like, oh, you can't speak about this because I'm some guy who doesn't make videos and I'm butthurt because I'm a racist liberal cuck. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. They're all gonna like everyone's going to get waxed. Like these people have a plan. Obviously, if you know the plan that I'm talking about with all of these, right? Everyone's getting murked. But like I said, it doesn't have to be that way. If you, like I said, when you are new to prepping and you just realize, holy crap, something's going on. Like I said, this video, like I said, for people who are already into it, like already, like you just like listening to me ramble and just hear my thoughts on this, like which I do the same. But when you're new to prepping, you can join us mentally here in the hive mind of free minds, which is actually kind of funny. It's like then it becomes funny, like, oh wow, they're really gonna try this. This is funny, like you know what I mean. It's like, what's it gonna take for Americans to stand? Like it's kind of a kind of a wild situation because a lot of people like once you realize that you're like over here in the free universe, like the rest of the entire universe worth of thoughts that you can have instead of just believing whatever. You're looking and you're like, wow, there's people who are literally inviting in the ass kicking. Like they're literally inviting it in to America. Like you're gonna say, oh, China's not the enemy, this and that, and all that stuff. Like, China itself is not the enemy. The land isn't the enemy. The animals, the plants, the food, the air is not the enemy. The people aren't the enemy, but they're like giant Borg CCP structure, which is actually people who are doing all the bad stuff that affects you and me, and partnering with the people here live in America or in Europe that are doing bad stuff that affects you there, or in Australia that affects them there. That's the enemy. And like I said, the people in your place are teaming up with them and they're coming for you and they're hurting you and they're doing all this stuff and it's like, oh yeah, they're in your face. And then once you're over here and you realize, you're like, yo, these mother effers are like, and you look over at the people you were just on their side for the V, for this, for that, the account, like you were just on their side. And now they're like, you looking like, wow, these motherfuckers are cheering on our death. And you're like, oh, it's cool, it's funny. I'm going to get, like I said, they're living a mental game where they're going to get back at somebody because of, they tweeted or my dad hurt my feelings. And like, dude, like I said, you go on, like I said, you don't have to go on TikTok, but I've seen like some videos of like these kids, like they're coming out of these schools, man, and they're just saying random words and like in a chain. And you're just like, you want to smack them. You really do. And I don't mean like little 15-year-olds. I'm talking about like colleges and all this other stuff and like just act like just some of you know what I'm talking about. I've been to college before. I got my 2-year degree. I have to go back and finish the rest of it and all that other stuff, which is there's still a lot to do. But like they're just talking like I said first, like they're just talking about like I don't talk about race on my channel because it's just kind of like a weird thing. Like I listen to a lot of other people talk about their opinions about stuff, but like it's just like everybody else in the world is looking at the situation in America, and I can imagine they're like, wow, like that it just looks absolutely ridiculous. But like I said, everybody's looking at everybody's situation is so ridiculous from one way or the other, but it's especially ridiculous here because like I said, for example, in Michigan, people are talking about there's like obviously there's UN people doing this and that, you know what I mean? And they're like, they'll be like, oh man, there's UN troops in America, and there's like the headquarters just moved to Virginia and all that stuff, and it's like they'll force you. It's like again, you just came over to the side. And you're thinking, wow, they just forced everyone to believe in all the news crap for all these years and made us do all that stuff, and one day they're like, all right, we're done. Oh, anybody who literally was just doing what we told you to do for the past 20 years, yeah, you're now the baddies for listening to us. And it's like, first it was like, listen to us or die. And it's like, wow, you listened to us, now you should die. So it's like, have some, have some, like, calmness and, like, closure knowing that you're like, these people are just mentally ill psychopaths. I'm normal. Understanding and recognizing that this is not normal is normal. So you're normal now. Yay. So if you're going to get into prepping, just the first thing you need to do is to start thirsting for information and just like intel information. Like anybody can do this. You don't have to be with a suit and tie and like a fucking a uniform to be like your own intelligence agent. Like I've seen 80-year-olds, 70, 65-year-old like cancer, survivors on TikTok that are more savvy, that know this and that. Like I said, it's all about what you're willing to do, right? Not that TikTok is like the great app or anything, but it just proves that people can actually learn how to use this stuff and do a lot of things. When you're like, oh, I can't do this. Actually, you can. It's very easy. Just learn stuff. Like toss out all the other TV stuff. Why it's boring. When you use Instagram and like Facebook or not Facebook. Don't use Facebook. When you're using Instagram and YouTube, and if you get on TikTok or wherever on the internet, you're searching for the websites and stuff, and you start to learn that you're like being lied to, and start to read articles not for like what they're saying, look for the actual information, like what are they actually saying and telling you that happened this or that. It's much different, right? So look for, learn how to learn, like be your own person, like don't feel bad, like realize that, like I said, if you have figured out that this is wrong, what's going on, then you are number one. Thanks.